to call him Febreze. Okay.
Good afternoon, soccer fans. Welcome to Dietz Stadium in historic Kingston, New York, and to today's match between the Rhode Island
Hey,
Reds
interwebs
and
folks.
your Kingston Stockade FC.
It's your first 2018 Kingston Stockade match. I'm Steve Patch. I'm here with my cohort, Spike Rucho, one of the all-time great sports scribes in the Hudson Valley.
The fiction is underway already.
But this is NPSL Match Day 1, Kingston Stockade versus the Rhode Island Reds, Saturday, May 12th, 2018 at Dietz Stadium, Kingston, New York. I'm sorry to say that it is 40 degrees and raining, so it is back to a little nip to the air that we experienced for about 3 months straight, I think, a little earlier in the spring. But first and foremost, we'd like to welcome everybody to the new stadium, new sponsors.
Our title sponsor, Trailways New York.
Our title sponsor, Trailways New York. Teams parading in past the Top Salsa banner,
Please welcome
past the Cabinet Makers banner, the Radio Woodstock 100.1 WDST, our title sponsor, Trailways New York, trailwaysnewyork.com. The new sponsor this year, much to the chagrin of my partner, Lyft, and another sponsor this year, much to the chagrin of me, Bread Alone. No, I'm kidding.
I never comment on the sponsors. God bless them all.
Best Western Plus, I love it there. Comfy beds, cozy pillows.
The pool.
They have a pool.
Nice.
And attorneys at law, Ryan, Roach, and Ryan.
You're hired.
And, of course, not to be forgotten, all the way on the right-hand side over there, Foursquare.
It's some tech company of some kind.
That has some sort of connection with our team. But we've got our lineups for you today. Stockade, after having somewhat of a... Well, I'll do the rosters after the playing of the national anthem. Spike, you've got the name of our chanteuse tonight.
Ms. Wise.
Ms. Wise. Maya
Weiss.
Weiss.
Ladies and gentlemen, Maya Weiss.
Was a nice rendition of our nation's anthem.
Oh, it's nicely done here. A lot of abundant talent in the region.
The first ball today is being carried
So it looks like, and we'll get into it a little bit later in the broadcast, but it looks like we have somewhat of a transitional lineup.
Well, it was a busy preseason. We'll say.
Well, it was a busy preseason,
You know.
and it sounds like we had kind of a. Yep, we had. Sorry, we're listening to the mayor for a second, everybody.
Exchanging scarves, coin toss.
But as I was saying, we got kind of beaten up a little bit in the U.S. Open Cup match this week. And we can get into it a little bit later. But from the very brief conversation that I had with the coaches prior to the game, it has affected our starting lineup. It's good to see our home orange uniforms.
Yeah, I guess that's what depth is for. When you have a roster this deep, you're going to need it for this. You know, they just played on Wednesday night in Long Island. Foggy night, tough loss, 6-3 to the Long Island Rough Riders of the PDL. First round of the U.S. Open Cup. The team is proud to get there. That was a goal for 2020, and they reached it in 2018. I see Rhode Island also has a new kit. They're going for that Sunoco gas station look with the blue and yellow. You know, last year they were all blue, and they're called the Reds, so it all makes sense. And they have a nice full bench today. Usually they show up with one or two subs, but this looks like a legit game, Steve.
Yeah. And today we are looking at Jamali Simmons, of course, the captain, anchoring the center back position in the middle of our defense. Couple of newcomers. Defont, who we saw in the preseason game, comes in.
Steve.
We need to get the story. Did you figure that out?
They just want the hair.
Is that in the current issue?
No,
of,
the Defont mystery has not been solved.
Post?
I think it's just a random selection by the supporters of a guy with nice hair, as they say.
Fair enough. It also looks like we're starting with a heavy forward push. It looks like Fingar 35 starting up front. Nakansa Siribo comes in. It looks like Mattel Anasta has taken a seat. He was pretty much the only attacking threat in the preseason game against Newtown, although Creswick did have a couple of chances inside. But so it's going to be interesting here, folks. You're going to have to bear with us.
We're underway.
We got Koziol and Corby in the center midfield. And Matos, Davis, and Gotti are holding up the back line. So,
well, Fingar is one of the Albany guys. He's a political science major at the University of Albany. It's his debut here for Stockade from Scotia, New York.
Yeah, and a 4-4-2 is not our typical look, and as you can see, pretty much it looks like we've kind of gone straight to a 4-2-3-1 straight away with Creswick out top, Corby sitting on top above Kozel, and here they move it out to the right-hand side.
Well, those numbers are interesting. I just see it as a mess of guys on the field.
Yeah.
When I get technical.
Although Rhode Island in quickly, but Skonechny does a great job coming up and smothering that.
The lad from LaGrangeville has been a busy man this spring.
Yeah, we've had a bit of a start, that is for sure. And Defont looks to be playing fairly high up after playing center back in the preseason. He looks to be maybe, playing in somewhat of a left back. I'm going to turn that off. What do you say? No walkie-talkie.
Fewer walkie-talkies.
So Defont picks it up on the nice cross ball, looks inside, and just tapped wide by Creswick. Wow.
Yeah, he's shaving the post there.
I don't know how we missed that one, but we did get a corner out of it. And
Good surge there by the Englishman.
Everybody moving up. Actually, that was not Defont over there. That's Fingar. They both actually look somewhat similar.
You should see Schenberger. He has the same hair. Our Bard College product who's on the bench. Maybe. I think he's
so out for another corner. So we're only 2 minutes and change into the first half, and we're on our second corner, which was placed nicely in the middle of the box, but cleared away by Rhode Island. There's Nakanta Sirabo, and that was certainly a foul. I'm surprised that we're getting some sort of argument, but then again, that's the
it's a league tradition.
That's the MO. I don't know if you have looked closely at their roster, but they have Prince Boateng on their roster.
Yeah, I believe he was here last year.
Not the Prince Boateng, but a Prince Boateng.
Yes, there's many, like the Musa Dembelis, there's many.
So the left.
Oh, yeah!
Oh, and they get their first one. What a beauty. What a beauty. So Juan Gotti on the set piece drops it in far corner.
We have
what a great cross.
Come to snuff the rooster indeed. 1-0 Stockade. 3 minutes in.
I believe that was Matt Koziel who put it in. Number 8, Matt Koziel, I believe. Well, that was the kind of start we needed after the week that we've had.
Good set piece.
It was a big crowd up there. It was hard to see if, for me, it was hard to tell if it was Corby or Koziel. But give me a second because I want to confirm the goal before we go.
I believe it was
to the announcer.
I believe it was 8. Down the left side here, Creswick looking for an opportunity. Ball out for a should be a Kingston throw. A little slow getting over there, but we do have a 1-0 lead. If you're just joining us, the action starts. Matt Koziel scored, Poughkeepsie native and alumni of RPI, off the set piece. A beautiful cross from Gotti.
Flying by the seat of our pants, as usual, here at Stockade FC. I was able to confirm that it was number 8, Matt Koziel, who tucked that in the far corner, according to the guy in the last row.
No, it was. I did see the 8. That's one of my favorite numbers. It's Willie Stargell. I saw the 8 celebrating. And
I believe it was also Carl Yastrzemski. So off Nakanta Sirabo's shoulder. And so here we have Defont playing.
Got a goal kick here. The purple attire, you don't see that much outside of Rhinebeck, by the Rhode Island keeper.
Yes, we call that the royal purple.
Of course, the Reds have never worn red. I love that.
Hey, their warm-ups are red.
They did, yeah, that's true. That's a concession.
So
there's a good box there by the Stockade.
Number 80, Ronaldinho.
Yes,
Ronaldinho. They have a Ronaldinho.
The Providence Brazilians are in town here.
Drew that penalty, and Rhode Island puts it back in play.
Stockade is 3-1 against Rhode Island all time. This is our 3rd season, so
I think that calling yourself Ronaldinho is somewhat of, it's like, you know what? I'm gonna call myself Michael Jordan.
Yeah, it's, why not?
I'm a basketball player. I'm into it. I think I might be pretty good.
The self-esteem is high.
Nice ball by Corby, up onto the left-hand side. Fingar is making some noise over there on the left-hand side, up high. So I'm happy to see this energy in the attacking third. Owen Fingar from Scotia, New York, another Albany player. And they did pretty well last year.
They went to the second round of the NCAA tournament. I think they were eliminated by Maryland, or they won the first round and penalty kicks.
Nice sliding tackle, and right back on the attack from Stockade. Corby chasing it down, keeps it in, gets bundled over, and it's a goal kick. So Necansa-Cerebo's been a little quiet on the right-hand side, but we're definitely making some noise up there on the left-hand side.
Yeah, the keeper Omar Castro Dreyer has been had to be on his toes here in the first opening minutes.
It's a good job by Koziel on the header. Sort of ping-ponging back and forth between Creswick, and it's overrun a little bit. But keeper Sketch is,
Super Steve. We're still seeking a
we got a lot of
Steve.
Steves.
He's got a lot of K's. And
nice long ball over the top for Cerebo, but picked off by Rhode Island.
The drummers are in rhythm here at Dietz Stadium. Scottish-style weather.
Pook.
Seems to be
Percussion Orchestra of Kingston.
also Money Mike Money Mike, the coordinator of the Volunteers. He's a great drummer. He was on the road in Long Island.
Cerebo draws the foul there.
He got. I can see why they're nicked up, with the fouls like that.
Kibben.
Espandola went down with a hamstring that seemed pretty bad in Long Island in the opening
Well, it
minutes.
must be. He's not even on the bench for
Yeah,
today. Nice flick on from Creswick, who comes up hopping. Oh, and that is a penalty. We've got our first penalty of the year.
He's in the box there?
Was in the box.
One of those boxes? Okay.
How anybody can tell is, that there's a penalty in the box in Dietz Stadium is beyond me, because we're looking at like European handball lines or something.
Yes,
out there.
and the pickleball, various lacrosse.
But it looks like
he is going to the
I'm
spot.
guessing Koziol is going to take it. He was their primary set piece taker and penalty taker last year, so
Omar, the keeper's got his work to do here.
And he goes into the corner, and it's Stockade 2-0.
We've come to snuff the rooster indeed, twice now in the opening half.
Well, that was Koziol again. So he's got his brace. We're shy of 10.5 minutes in the first half, and Matt Koziol has scored 2.
Mateus in the house, big time.
I would have to say that we couldn't have asked for a better start. Now the question is whether or not we can stay tenacious on defense and really try and get some possession and burn some time, because we got a long way to go.
That's Matt's third career goal against Rhode Island. He was part of the barrage at Brown last year, the 5-0 win by Kingston, where 5 different players scored. It also sent Stockade on a 5-1 run that gave them the lead in the division, which they never relinquished.
So that's Andrew Colombo on the right-hand side for Rhode Island, who we believe is Max Colombo's
The Colombo brother. Just one more question, Steve. One more question. Are there brothers on the field or not? My wife says that brothers don't play well together. That was my Colombo imitation
There
for
you go.
all you Gen Xers out there.
Fortunately, even though we have a video feed, it does not include us.
No, it doesn't. It's nice to have a video feed now. U.S. Soccer tried doing it last week in Long Island, and I say tried.
So it didn't come off.
A game played with no scoreboard.
Nice.
U.S. Open Cup, a national game. And there was no
I have to
scoreboard.
say, Fingar is really doing well over there. He's had a nice touch, nice possession. Corby tried to get around the outside.
They seem to be working the wings pretty well. The middle is just, they'll get to that later, I guess.
So Stockade throw up to Creswick in the corner. And the foul goes against our number 9, and Rhode Island will put it back in play.
The 13th minute, you can see at the top of your screen, it's 2-0 Stockade over Rhode Island.
Let's see if Rhode Island can maintain a little possession here. DeFont does a good job of breaking things up and putting the ball out. He got a little trim, so he's not wearing.
He
He's not
did.
wearing
He cut the hair.
The hair thingy dingy.
He made the trip to Long Island, but did not play. The supporters. He was sitting next to them, kind of surreptitiously in the stands, until the
McKibben
fog rolled
on,
in, and then we couldn't see anybody. It was
Good job stepping up. That was some
That's
good
Davis.
work by Davis.
Yeah, Kevin Davis.
But Cirabo takes over the interception here off the goalie clearance, and Stockade isn't able to turn it into anything. A little handball by Davis there, and
Actually called by referee Thomas Snyder, who I'm told is from the Hudson Valley, which can include anywhere from
nice
Yonkers
pickoff by
to
Nakansa Cirabo. Hey, it's no Staten Island.
They
I'll tell
wouldn't
you that.
specify where in
I'll
the
tell you
Hudson
that.
Valley, but they just said he's from. Usually the refs love to give their hometowns.
Apparently, there's a referee protection program
I
currently at work
in this league. There should be
in the NPSL. So Rhode Island looking for up the middle, but Skonechny collects. DeFont just trying to get a throw.
DeFont's going with the bangs there. It's a totally. I mean, it's like a disguise. I mean, maybe he didn't like the
Cozio got picked off right there. Jamal stepped up. Nice work. Looking for Nakansa Cirabo long, but
the ball skipping a bit on this
Castro Dreher was
moist turf here.
able to control. So Matos has got some size.
Yes.
Talk to me a little bit about him.
He used it in Wednesday night against Long Island. He's alum of Albany. He's also Brazilian, no doubt. The work of Pedro Espindola recruiting him, perhaps, but, or the other way around. Who knows? But he did get 2 yellows, which cost us in the U.S. Open Cup. They were kind of nebulous yellows, but we were down to 10 men. He was sent off.
And I believe we also have no Musa Kanat.
Musa's probably sitting. Yeah, he played a full 90.
He did.
Wednesday,
and
yeah.
I was going to say he showed really well in the preseason against Newtown. Took a bunch of our set pieces. But it looks like he's having a rest today too.
The long throw-in is a good weapon.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's going to be exciting to watch this season. So DeFont looking for Creswick, but Rhode Island takes over. But we managed to secure a throw. Quickly to Fingar. Fingar out wide, and just a little bit too far from Creswick. Well, I think the weather, I'm not going to say put a damper on things, but I just said put a damper on things.
There it is.
Because I think we have fewer people here than we had for our friendly against Newtown.
Yeah, it might
which
be.
was
I mean,
just spectacular weather.
It's a spitting rain and somewhat cool. I'd rather have a pouring rain than this kind of in-your-face mist. But
I think for the people sitting out there, they'd rather have this nice, light little mist. Up over the top for Corby, and he toe taps it in, and
Yes!
that's 3!
the rooster is down.
Corby.
persistent
Now,
effort.
And this is a Stockade that we have not seen yet this season.
Well,
This kind of counter-attacking, goals coming in bunches.
the only thing familiar is the first half leads, which we've seen a few of, and unfortunately they've evaporated. But I don't sense, there's no sense of doom here. That was just hustle and persistence.
Yeah.
Right there. Corby.
So Mike Corby gets his first of the year. And right now it's looking like the Gaffer's central midfield selection of Koziol and Corby is paying off.
Yeah, it's the 7 and 8. Numbers 7 and 8 are busy today.
I mean, they're both playing box to box. We haven't really given up any serious chances yet.
18 minutes in.
Creswick almost snatched that. Good job from Matos going up and over.
Yeah, it was on Wednesday night. There was some energy between Pedro Espindola and Bruce Jeter. The cross on the first goal was lovely, but unfortunately injury took care of Pedro and but Jeter. That looked like a good combination up front.
Jeter's not with us today either.
No, he's probably resting.
And he did not play striker in the Newtown game. He came on and played sort of like a left wing back,
Yeah, I
left
think
wing
he's
type.
still experimenting with the friendlies, but he's definitely he can finish.
Yeah,
That's
he
the
can play on
beauty
top.
of that.
Nice chest from Corby, but goes straight to Castro Dreher.
Number 99.
Goal, number 7, Mike Corby.
See, this is what we have to do, is after scoring a goal, just turn around and maintain some possession again. I think that's going to continue to tire out Rhode Island, frustrate them.
Well, they've known frustration. They missed the playoffs last year. They finished, they were 4th, and the top 3 teams went. The year before, they finished 3rd when the top 2 teams went because of the division alignment. So missing the playoffs barely is their theme, and they did win 8 games in 2016. But
Oziel's getting a little fancy there. Oh, there was a handball, and he caught that one too. So
last year, Rhode Island went 5-6-1.
nice. Was able to turn it around.
And this Kingston team has shut them out 3 times, I might add. All 3 wins were
I think
shut out.
DeFont was fortunate to get a do-over on that one because he kicked it to nobody all the way across the field and out.
Yes. Is there rec soccer rule about that or something?
There's Davis looking for finger. Davis again. Koziol up to Creswick. Creswick looking for the flick. Gets snubbed out. Rhode Island takes over.
And Fingar's on ours. He's over on the right now.
Yep.
Steve in charge again. It's like you'd like to see 20th minute here.
Goal
Almost
keep.
21st.
Sketchy.
Or you could use the end of his name. Try that. Z.
Nini.
Nini's the singer for the Big Takeover. That's
Then, of course, there's Nani.
there's a Nani on the field, right, for Rhode Island?
Yeah, but I'm still going to call him Joao.
Joao. I haven't called his name.
I haven't called any of their names because I can't figure out
Well,
their
I
numbers.
don't see 10 on the field. He may be on the bench right now. The starters, they gave us the wrong goalie, or keeper, that is, for Rhode Island. There's about the deepest penetration the Reds have had today. 22nd minute.
So it's not Castro Dreher.
It is, but on my sheet they had Silviera, but that's pedantics. Corner by Rhode Island in. Oh, that was somewhat dangerous. Fabrice with a run on that.
And it looks like they got another one.
Yeah. He was surrounded there. There was a lot of orange bodies, but still. That's headed out nicely. Good defense there by Kingston. Defont.
See, that was a good play.
There's Joao. There he is.
Yep. He's sort of playing a central striker role as opposed to this midfield role that
He tried the old throw into himself there.
they gave me.
Kyle McGibbon now on the ball, throwing it in. He looks like he's going to get a running throw here. Going to go for the penalty area.
Not quite a Musa Kanat throw. Joao on the volley, bounces it right to Skonechny.
Super Steve, well aligned with that. Still nervous from all the scoring on Wednesday night in the penalty. Clean sheet so far for Steve. Defont working it.
Creswick holding it up. Here's McKibben again. McKibben definitely needs some throw-in lessons.
He's another returning veteran. You know, it's good to see returning veterans from the opposition.
Who still can't take throw-ins.
That's low
for
on
the
his
opposition, I guess. Ooh, looking for Joao through the middle, but Matos knocks it away. Nakansa Sirbo, who's sort of drifting out left now. Sort of.
He traded with
Ooh,
Fingar.
Nice little nutmeg from Corby right there in the middle. But Rhode Island takes over in the middle. Davis mops up. And Gotti gets it up to Sirbo.
Why would they do that, Steve? Switch the wings. Suddenly put Fingar on the right.
It's tactical. It's something the gaffer must have seen. Or maybe he's trying to...
I'm not questioning. I just one of those devil's advocate.
Right. I don't know.
Phil Donahue over here.
As I said earlier in the broadcast, it looked like Finger was getting a lot of space on the the left-hand side. So I'm sort of surprised after going up 3 goals that he would change up his tactics a little bit.
Might want the speed over there. Maybe Siribo's got a step or two on Owen, but. We're just learning about Owen. It's his debut for Stockade.
There's Joao. Well, like I said, he may, but he was beating his man. He was going direct, which is good to see.
A note on the Rhode Island. They had a big news release about their kit sponsor. I believe they had a mega deal with the March of Dimes, which is always good. I don't even think they had a kit sponsor last year.
A mega deal with the March of Dimes?
Yeah.
Isn't that an oxymoron?
Well, a charitable effort.
Right.
Kind Rhode Islanders. Their coach is former New England teaman from the NASL. Mario Perara is the head coach of Rhode Island. Played for the New England teamen of the NASL back in the late 70s. I'm sure you remember that, Steve.
I do.
They wore orange, I believe.
Although I think I might have been watching a lot of Soccer Made in Germany on WGBH.
Right. A great station.
Yes.
No,
also the home of Zoom.
The teamen were owned by Lipton, if you can believe that. So
that sounds quite appropriate.
Things were quite simple in that era.
At least they weren't called the Tea Party.
Well, yeah. We'd have to wait a few decades for that.
That would have been terrible.
That monstrosity.
I bet you their merch would be pretty valuable today, though,
with
a certain sector of
eBay
of our society right now.
Mario's also a URI guy, so he's local.
Nice.
Good coach. He's been there for a while.
Davis up quickly looking for Creswick. Takeaway. He's trying to find him on the second go, but they don't quite link up. But it's interesting to see. They've clearly identified that left-hand side as their point of attack. So.
Oh, there's Coach Lindholm. I didn't recognize him with the black cap on. It's a disguise.
And there's Musa Kanat standing behind the bench.
He looks ready.
He's not on today's roster, so I like to see the players who aren't on the roster.
Yeah, 2 overtimes on Wednesday and the bus ride from Long Island, which took close to a day. I could see why he's resting some guys.
Juan Gotti does a nice job keeping it in over there and retaining possession. Now Nikonta will start to work across the field. Finds Koziel to Defont. Defont finds Finger, who loses it out, but Stockade retains the throw. And you see Nikonta came all the way across.
Yeah. Very effective string of passes there.
Yeah,
They can
that was
keep that up.
That was some good ball movement. Davis tries to flick into Finger, and Rhode Island takes over. Going to try and play out from the back, although they have been resorting to the long ball in the last couple of minutes. And this is probably what's going to happen again. Although we are falling off a little bit, but here comes the press. We're engaging much higher at the field than we did against Newtown. Great play by Davis to keep it into Creswick. Creswick trying to go one-on-one.
Oh.
Doesn't get through. Joao mopping up, playing a little bit further back. Finger comes in, takes over. Koziel out to Cirabo. Back to Koziel. Back to Cirabo. And out to Juan Gotti with his left foot, trying to put it into the box, but it dribbles across the touchline for
It's a throw.
a corner. No, I think it's a corner.
Oh, wow. It's like the foul pole, the corner. I thought I saw it go behind the corner flag. But apparently, my 54-year-old eyes are not treating me well on this.
Well, I thought for a
Although I
second
do
maybe
notice-
you didn't have your glasses.
Well,
'cause they were
thank
sitting
you
on
for
my
saving
coffee
them
table all week.
You do
but
notice the difference in the ball this season, right, Steve?
Yes.
It's now
Yes.
it's no longer Mitre, it's Select. New ball
Corner
sponsor.
comes in and over the end line, and we will have, I believe, our 4th corner of the game, and I think Juan Gotti's going to come up and take this while Matos and LeSimmons stay back.
Gotti from Argentina has been very strong in the set pieces so far this year in the young season.
Near post, looking for Davis. Matos attempts to play it. Lee Simmons launches it up high. Everybody tries to get back on side, and it goes
I thought that was
over the line.
some communication difficulty back there.
Looks like we're having a substitution.
Yes, here we
already.
go. Kingston.
Maybe that's what happened is, so he brought Finger over on this side, and now he's coming off.
Victor Guerma coming in.
Number 19, Victor Guerma coming in for
Owen Fingar. Well, Fingar got his feet wet today. I met some of his family in the parking lot before the game. Very pleasant.
And he's talking to the coaches right now on the medical staff. They're trying to assess him, see what's going on. I don't know, maybe his hammy.
He seems to be clutching at the back of his leg a
Yep.
little bit, but again, the depth. Love these the deep rosters.
Number 35, Minger, on the sidelines, getting some medical
Victor
attention.
Guerma in for him.
Victor Guerma, number 19, just came in for him.
And he's going to take the throw. Nope, he's going to give it to Defont. Stockade kind of organizing here. Defont. Over Creswick. Guerma in the mix there. Gets a leg on it. That one's
Out wide,
intercepted.
looking for Cirabo. He picks it up. He'll look to go direct right away. Skates past his man and clutches himself. Looks like he got hurt, but they whistled the throw. They did not whistle the foul.
Kevin Davis with an alert interception there in the middle. He's been enjoying this opportunity, I'm sure.
Cirbo looks to be okay because he goes again and looks like he will draw a foul, or which will basically be a corner. Looks like he's having the referee's having a little conversation with the Rhode Island defensive players.
There were some words over there in the corner.
I think
he's been on the turf a lot today.
I think he gave them the knock it off talk.
Mr. Snyder, the man in charge.
So Guillermo's going to take this from
the
left-hand side, so it'll be an in-swinger on his right foot. Going back post. Nice header, but skimmed off a Rhode Island head, and will be another Stockade.
It was either Gotti or Creswick who got up there, correct?
Creswick was close, but missed it.
There might have been Davis. We checked the hair gel. We can see whose it was by the. It's like the Cleon Jones shoe polish.
Okay, so here's Gotti again going far post near the spot. Cleared away. Matos is in there. No, that's Corby taking over, being chased and tripped up. Another foul.
There might be a rabbit hole over there on the left side. Anyone who runs down that wing winds up on the ground.
Pretty soon, he's going to get a repeat offender card, I think, because.
And is it 21 that's doing the damage for them? Is it?
Not that one. That was. I thought it was 27.
Sergio Lobo. The Wolf.
I didn't even realize. I think it was 17, Fabrice.
He's been all over the field.
But here's Guillermo from a little bit further out, but he goes a little higher, and he goes over everything. Koziel tries to backheel it into the center. Defont overruns it, and now Rhode Island definitely looking to counter. And that was actually a good foul there.
He got tangled up there.
He's going to have a talking to, looks like.
Ronaldinho, he lost his shin guard.
He's looking at Defont. Like he wants to call him over and talk to him.
No,
I don't think he's going to card him.
He's with a slow walk forward. 35 minutes in here.
He could have carded him. He's basically just counting. I think he's counting. He's saying that was one, and then that was two. The next one, you're going to get it. So.
But who's counting, I guess?
So Rhode Island with a nice ball in, and it looks like they called the push, and we'll come back. So Fabrice on the push there.
Up 3-0 here.
We're approaching. We've got just 9 minutes left to go in the half, and
Skonechny on the long goal kick.
So, if my opinion at this stage is that we got to get into the half with a clean sheet, and that will really sap them of all of their.
Yeah, it would be great to see avoiding the pre-halftime lapse that is so legendary throughout the game.
Mm-hmm.
People smell the locker room, as they say, and next thing you know, somebody lets something roll past them, and the ball's in the net. And
so Defont with the throw on the left-hand side. Creswick with the flick on. Guillermo tries to take over. Corby attacking. And Davis after Joao. Joao wrong foots him, but Davis is able to stick in and Rhode Island takes over, looking to work through the middle. Joao with a shot that goes wide and I don't think was ever on target.
McGibbon was making some space down the left side there, but I don't think anyone saw him. Somewhat listless Rhode Island side. Again, I'm tempted to call them Sunoco FC with those colors. I just want to pull up and fill the Ford Pinto and get the free NFL stamps. There's a throw for Rhode Island. Your buddy? No, he's not going to take it. Joao.
Nani. He wants to be called Nani.
Okay.
Come on, Spike. Show the guy some respect.
Isn't he a children's recording artist, or that's somebody else? Now in Vegas, probably.
He's the Greek god of walks, I think.
Okay. No, that's Euclid. Even I know that.
Well, there's Yanni. And then
Stockade forward.
All right, let's see if Guillermo can beat his man.
McGibbon.
Kibbin gets it back to.
He
But
made a hash of that one.
Unable to keep that one in. And Stockade will take over.
The fluorescent green orb. There it is.
There it is. Davis, with the touch.
Oh,
Headed away. Thought he was going to get the call when he was taken down, but not.
Flirting with
Corby
own goal
was
there.
just sitting in the middle saying, I'm ready for my second. You know, I want my brace.
2 braces. They call it an orthodontist at that point.
Well, if you also notice, you know, that Corby and Creswick kind of flip-flop a little bit as well. And, you know, sometimes Creswick will drop back to try and take the header, and Corby will stay up top.
He has a license to do that, I imagine.
Here he goes. Again, taking over a
Right
little
over
deeper.
the Kingston Tiger on the field.
Koziol, Defont back to Creswick. And Creswick looks for Corby in the middle. Nice header out by Rhode Island. And Davis does a good job taking over, finds Cirabo. Cirabo looking a little bit undecided over there. Had Juan Gotti on the left-hand side, but he does take over again.
He's going to decide
and
there.
Breaks. Here's Corby. Corby shooting. Great save by Castro Dreyer. Corby going for his first half brace right there.
Yeah, good combination there. That's, again, they've used the wings and now right down the middle, as Frank Sinatra used to sing.
So just under 5 minutes to go here, not including injury time. And they go short for the first time today. And not much comes from it.
That's not really a clearance there. Right to Guerma.
Right to Guerma. So let's see if Guerma and Gotti can do something a little bit more productive on this restart. And Victor Espindola has made an appearance on the sidelines in the white hoodie. So it's good to see him mobile and
he is standing
and walking around. He is limping a little bit, but he also...
Yeah, he didn't come off after the first time he was down, and then he tried staying in, and it seemed to just make it worse. They almost had to stretcher him off on Wednesday night in Massapequa. Rhode Island, the...
Great play by Creswick to win that. 1 against 2. Moves it up the sidelines, just trying to get around Joao. Does so. Gets it in the middle. Off the thigh. And Rhode Island turns it around.
It's McGibbon again.
Yep, looking in the middle. That was
a
questionable chest
Kind of an armpit play there.
from Colombo. or Fabrice rather. 7-17. Got to keep those straight. Jamal not getting the call.
Tangled up there.
And now, and it goes off.
Blocks it out.
Off Jamal's heel for a throw. So Colombo, sort of wrestling with Jamal Lee Simmons there.
Well, Rhode Island, their token win against Kingston came in 2016 in Rhode Island. It was a 2-1 win. Adai had both goals. He's no longer with them. He went famously to Boston City. I believe he was the leading scorer in the league that year.
I remember him from
Super
last
Steve
year.
parried it out nicely.
Here, Nakansa Sirabo trying to just flick it by, and it looked like it was going to run out, but McKibben again.
Waning moments of the first half.
Yeah, I can't imagine we'll have too much injury time here. A minute, maybe two.
I was going to make a Brazil joke there, but I won't.
Don't hold back, Spike.
No, you never know. It's early in the season, Steve. We got to save our venom for.
So Ronaldinho turns it over in midfield. I never thought I'd ever say that. And Davis takes over for Stockade.
Yes, the ABC truck is out back.
To Cozio back for Davis in the middle. Tips it up to Corby, and Corby gets fouled, and Davis
Davis
gets
down.
fouled.
Seemed to get the call.
Slow
rising.
Sort of which one to choose at that stage.
Davis had a Beacon, New York. Went to Wheaton College.
NESCAC,
Is
baby.
that
oh, yeah.
is that a JUCO D1 maybe? I'm not.
No. New England Small College.
Oh, it's
man.
Wheaton.
That's like D3. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I see. You must be like one of the Kennedys. You know everything about New England. It's a scrabble back there. Scramble.
But a good job by Koziol to find Nakansa Sirabo wide open on that left-hand side, and he just settles it and waits for some help. Tried to poke it through for Juan Gotti, but
into space, but just a little too far.
Yep.
The Steve chant has come up in the stands here. Crowd seems to be growing. They can't tell if the mist has stopped.
Well, the youth soccer teams that are going to play the little whatever, like
a halftime
5-on-5 at halftime, that pretty much just doubled the size of our crowd when they showed up. So
there was a big group of kids that looked like Chelsea.
Well, he's
away.
Getting behind Jamal here in the closing seconds, and
that was I'd like to say that was a low percentage pass that number 7 just made there.
Yeah,
that's Maxwell Colombo.
That was
off the
outside of the boot.
Yeah, curling it around a player.
But they were 2-on-1.
Waist high.
He really didn't have to. He didn't have to do that.
That's something you do when you're up 7-0.
Yeah,
and I don't. The scoreboard tells me that is not the case for
Matos. Wasted no time clearing it out for Stockade to midfield, and we have a throw. We're into injury time. We don't have the panel, but there's the whistle.
Yeah, nice. Not much at all.
Yeah,
it was pretty clean first half, I got to say. With it.
Yeah.
Not as cheeky.
And it seemed like there was a flow. The ball was moving. So 3-0 at the half.
That's
not a bad first half.
If
Spike.
I was filling out a betting slip, I probably wouldn't have penciled that in. But it's great to see, man.
Even wearing your lucky shirt, you wouldn't have come up with that.
My record so far this year has been dismal, but no, it's and those were some quality goals too. I mean, the penalty was the penalty, but the Gotti set piece was nice,
and there was a toe poke.
Yeah, that was just hustle.
The Gotti to the far post where Koziol basically just bullied it into the far corner.
That was kind of old school. Like I remember the first season with these guys, they were a hustling team. They made that extra effort. they weren't always coming out on top, but there was, that's what kind of won the crowd over too.
Yeah.
They're fun to watch. They leave it all on the field, especially the home games. And this is our first home game here. Officially, we had a friendly against Newtown, which has become an annual tradition.
Let's take a moment to thank our sponsors for 2018.
And the Stockade going to go on the road after this one. And that won't be back here until the entertaining our friends from the New York Athletic Club in early June, right, Steve?
Yeah, well, it looks like we're going to Tingsboro, Mass, home of Skate 3.
Okay.
Where I grew up playing youth hockey.
Uh-oh. So you can't go back because you'll be arrested.
To play Greater Lowell. Then we go play Hartford City FC away before we come back here the end of May. That's a Wednesday game. Oh, no, that's an away game as well.
Yeah.
TSF in Wayne, New Jersey.
Yep. And we should note with the new division, there's no more home and home like we've had the first 2 seasons. Like, we're going to play Rhode Island once. This is it. There's 11 teams in the division. They've realigned again. And so now it's a little more interesting with these just one-off games. Who do you play on the road? Who do you play at home?
Yeah,
I mean, Lowell is back in the division suddenly. I remember they played the first game here against Kingston. I believe the first home game was against Lowell. So we're seeing some old faces. The Cosmos B team is back, the former champions, 2015. And Elm City out of New Haven.
The current champions.
They won it last season. So this is not going to be a cakewalk. The top 4 in this division qualified for the playoffs.
Right.
Last year it was 3. They've added that extra. Who knows? Maybe they'll try wild cards soon. I don't know about that. But there's some new faces on the schedule and some old foes. I think it's always fun to play New York Athletic Club, just for the Caddyshack jokes alone. So that's when we'll see you back here. I don't know if you and I will be doing that game, but it's certainly good to be back behind the mic here with Steve Patch, the voice of the Kingston Stockade.
6 home games, 5 away games. So I'm hoping that means
that's favorable, right?
I'm hoping that means that we'll get a chance to do a few, and then maybe at the end of the season do some playoff
postseason.
games.
Yeah, that was
really
exciting
fun
to go
last
down
year.
to Clarkstown, Morristown, New Jersey. They've been renamed. They're still in the U.S. Open Cup. You see, the Brooklyn Italians were eliminated by the Lansdowne Boys, the amateur champions, knocked Brooklyn out of the cup. There's guys from Yonkers that were the national amateur champions. It's hard not to root for them. And the Italians, I watched their game against Cosmos in the U.S. Open Cup. And they're good. They played us well last year, and I think we have to go into the heart of Brooklyn again in June and play at LIU. And that's not to be missed. It's really easy to get down there. I encourage all the fans from King. If you eat that kind of thing, you can go there. And if not,
you eat that kind of thing.
I have to say that these days. So.
Yeah, I know. Because, I mean, what are you now, like
paleo
and
I've had a
gluten-free?
lifestyle change. That's why I fit into my old punk rock shirts here.
Really? Spike? I had no idea.
But that's enough about
no
me.
idea.
We're at the halftime here. The kids are on the field.
Yeah, I think we might.
I don't believe we have any guests lined up, so.
No, the chairman has been floating around.
He's a busy guy.
He's a busy guy talking about our.
I should probably check on my daughter
50-50 today, and so we're
going
to take a quick break here, and rejoin you at the start of the half.
See you later. Hot mic. Awesome job, Steve. Okay, back for the second half. The soccer team, the big blue team you saw on the field, the youth team, is from Fishkill, making the trip up. And Stockade will now be attacking the Trailways end of Dietz Stadium with a 3-0 lead. Crowd getting into it a little bit. Maybe a chance to visit the snack bar like Steve Patch.
We have 2 subs coming on for Rhode Island.
Indeed. I see Tyler Supranant,
Number 8.
23.
Oh, okay.
Don't know his position.
He looks like he's going to be playing right wing.
And here's number 8, Kojo Kwadwo Asari Kusi. Number 8.
Who's coming in into the center of the midfield.
The penciled in quote here says Kojo. So we welcome nicknames, and we're off in the second half here.
And what's 23?
Tyler Supranant. That's according to the old.
Yes. And I can't really tell who's come off. But immediately Stockade attacks. Flick on for Cirabo.
Creswick tried that little off the shin, well placed
He tried that a few times in the first half.
Kingston throw. Looks like Gotti's going to take it. To Creswick. To Cirabo.
Cirabo nicks it on to Davis. Koziol takes a crack at it, but it goes straight to the goal.
It was as drawn on the napkin, that play, but number 99 in purple standing in the way. All the way back to Super Steve.
Sketch.
Sketch, which some people might see as a negative word. Sketchy, sketch. I was once told by a girl from Yelp
Nice
that
clear
my photos
fonts.
were sketch.
Really?
That's a long story, but
Let's focus on the games.
yeah, shall we? 47th minute, 3-0 to the good guys, as Hawk Harrelson says, for the White Sox. Love to mix my sports.
And Tommy Heinsohn, for the
Okay.
Boston Celtics,
Ah, yes.
the announcer that people love to hate.
He's no Danny Most or whatever. I'll butcher basketball names till the cows come home.
Davis gets a foul. It was Johnny Most.
Johnny, thank you, Johnny.
Johnny Most to talk like this.
Creswick stole the ball.
He scores, he stole the ball.
Old school. Or old school buildings, as Kenny Mayne used to say. There's some defense here by Stockade.
Corby with a nice touch and a nice turn. Finds Guillermo looking for Creswick. I have to say, the midfield of Davis, Koziol, and Corby has been outstanding for Stockade.
Davis hasn't had a lot of minutes for this organization.
No, he played a little bit against Newtown towards the end of the game.
Was he here last year is my question.
I don't believe so.
I don't know why he seems familiar. Because I certainly haven't been anywhere near Wheaton College. I know you have, but or Beacon for that matter. I'd love to go to the museum there, but I haven't made it yet.
That's kind of highfalutin for you.
You
Spike.
know, that's
Walking around Beacon, looking at, contemporary art.
I'll do it. It's a day out in the Hudson Valley. Stockade
It's
with
true.
more defense here.
I was there just last week.
In Beacon?
Yes, I
Oh,
was.
nicely done.
And to Storm King. I had art experiences on both sides
There
of the
you
river.
go. And one of them out of doors.
And there's beautiful outdoor spaces at the Dia and Beacon as well. Pretty amazing place.
So I'm the highfalutin one. I was at the mobile station in Red Hook.
Right. I hear they have an amazing collection
It's right on the corner where the hotel used to be.
of energy drinks.
Multicolored. Rhode Island Reds, again, the Sunoco gas station colors. Our opponent today in the blue and yellow.
I think we can, find something a little bit more appealing than the Sunoco station.
Well, if this score stands, and by gosh, I know a lot of people hope it does, this would be our 4th shutout of this squad. And ever since Adai left for Boston, they've yet to score on us. I don't want to jinx anything, but this is the second half. Strange things have happened to this team in this part of the
So, yeah, give us a little
soccer
bit
equation.
of the U.S. Open Cup.
The oldest tournament in the country, and Stockade qualified by winning their division last year, the white division.
My understanding is it's the oldest cup competition in the world.
Well, 1914, does that predate the Football Association Cup over in England?
I think it may, but
It's now the Lamar Hunt
I'm not a betting man.
U.S. Open Cup.
They decided to take the name of the guy that tried to corner the steel market
silver
in the
market.
70s.
Was it-
Silver
was it
market.
I think it was.
Yeah, it was silver. Yeah.
He was
With
a
his-
soccer fanatic
with his
though.
brother.
There's Creswick down.
Guillermo tries to strike on goal, and it ricochets out for a Stockade throw.
Good effort there. That was a long pass, or longish pass to Michael. Yet to open
Guillermo
his
throw
account.
into Davis. Davis turns to go right back. Koziel tries to head up to Guillermo. He's battling over there. Koziel takes over. Guillermo over the touchline. It will be a Rhode Island.
Talked to some fans at the half. And they were, they like to see Creswick score. Everybody does, but they were glad to see Corby and Koziel getting back on the goal scoring habit. So a lot of different players contributed last season. Hopefully we'll see that again this year from Stockade. Again, the leading scorer is not in the game. He's had a bum hamstring and he's on the bench for this one, but giving his youthful exuberance, he'll probably be back with us maybe next week.
Creswick drawing foul.
Pedro Espindola being the leading scorer. And he,
So back to the Open Cup.
yes, it was, the Stockade had the lead at half. They looked very energetic and up front in the first half. It reminded me of the Clarkstown game. The second half, the opposition came out with their pants on fire, literally, and just outran the team.
Koziel here over this free kick, looking he's on hat trick.
That he is.
I think he's a little far out to beat the goalie from here, but he's done it short side. And that's where he goes, and the goalie parries it away for a Stockade cross.
An athletic save there.
I believe he scored. That's how he scored in the Newtown game.
Was it over the wall like that?
It was over the wall and to the near side. Gotti off the corner.
That's trouble.
Jamal slides in, and the flag did not go up.
I went up late, I think. Yeah, so and again, when they went back to the U.S. Open Cup, they went a man down, and it just was a shooting match after that.
And so that happened. So explain to me a little bit more. They were up 3-0 in the first half.
Oh no, it was 1-0 at the half. They went up 2-0 in the opening minutes of the second half, which was a huge boost, and things were looking good. And then Long Island chipped away. They were just seemed to have a step or two on him the second half.
Nice play by Corby. A little skill there. Nakanta Cerebo
Down he goes again.
does not get the foul.
Yeah.
The referee allows play on. And Rhode Island taking over, attacking through the middle. Matos does a good job. Nakanta Cerebo's got to get a call here sooner or later, but he doesn't. And Juan Gotti pokes it off of Joao. Working through the middle, Koziel nicks it away. Corby flicks it past, but Rhode Island takes over. Sitting a little bit deeper in this second half than we were in the first half.
That seems to be the trend.
Yeah.
I mean, especially with the lead, I don't blame them, but things.
We're really waiting to engage at the half line rather than a little bit further upfield in the first half. Good step up by Matos. Out to Juan Gotti. Juan Gotti asking people to come to him. Kozol takes over, out to Cirabo. Cirabo looking cross field, a little bit ahead of Guillermo, and Guillermo does manage to block the goalie's throw, but can't capitalize.
Full court pressure here.
Yeah, I was going to say here's a little bit of pressing.
Yeah,
so they're picking their moments.
Yeah.
Creswick,
There's a high boot there.
Creswick won that one, took one in the face.
Playing
but
on.
It looks like they got the worst of it. I'm surprised too that he did not stop play. Oh, he was holding his ankle. I thought maybe it was his head. So Cirabo, you know what I love about David Niconza Cirabo is he always turns and looks to go direct. Thinking he was going to draw the foul again, does not. And Rhode Island back here with their supernaut, their new sub. He's the super sub. Sorry.
Supranaut. Okay, well.
Couldn't resist.
I think we're probably
there was a
should have
handball
a French,
on Joao.
French
It doesn't get called.
pronunciation.
It was considered inadvertent. Matos steps up. Look at him. He's going to make a run, but then he stops and doubles back. Playing it safe. I like to see that.
The attendance announced here at Dietz. Any guesses? Not the usual number.
Well, I said it looked to be about half of what we had for the friendly, and that is in fact pretty close.
We can thank Mother Nature probably for this. 372 souls here in Dietz Stadium. Named in honor of Richard Dietz, the staff sergeant killed in action in World War II. Medal of Honor winner. Medal of Honor is on the scoreboard, I noticed, for the first time. Okay, we have a YouTube correction there. Thank you, William Cox, for commenting on YouTube that the FA Cup is indeed older than the U.S. Open Cup by several decades. I thought so, but then again, I don't like to show up my partner, as they say. But
well, Davis, after logging a excellent first half, is replaced by Ross Macklin.
Okay.
Number 4, Ross Macklin.
Coming in for the Kingston Stockade.
Good effort by Davis. I got to say, if you're grading this like the fan sites do,
we did miss one other substitution.
That's
there.
impossible.
Mattel Anasta has come in on the right-hand side.
Okay.
For David Niconza Cirabo. Takes the seat.
He's fallen too much in this game. He's getting a carpet burn, probably.
Yeah, I think the gaffer might have been a little tired of seeing those last couple of plays and non-calls.
Anasta, he had a goal in the preseason friendly. Looked pretty good.
Nice flick on from Creswick for Macklin. Rhode Island tries to get the call, but it doesn't happen. Anasta will definitely provide us with some new pace here on the left-hand side, and
I like the way he goes about his business. I think he's a steady presence, and he's again another finisher. Because when he gets the ball with the net in his sights, 90% of the time it's going to ripple the old onion bag.
Yeah, well, again, it was just preseason, but it seems that he is still trying to get his crossing legs under him.
Yeah.
The crosses seem to be falling, being low and short for the most part against Newtown. I don't know how how he performed in the Open Cup. You do. But Rhode Island here starting to knit together some passes, and a flick on there for their new striker.
With the orange gloves and the bright green ball here, it's like a Peter Max painting there in the goal. It's very psychedelic colors going on here. Lights are on at Dietz. They have been all the entire game because of the kind of dim atmosphere, cold rain. But 372 making noise here at Dietz as it falls deathly quiet. 3-0 Stockade here in the 60th minute. First NPSL game of the 2018 slate.
So number 27, the new striker who's come in, is Sergio Lobo.
I thought Sergio was already in. Maybe.
He just came on,
Did he?
a few minutes ago.
I was thinking of Kojo, number 8. We don't really have the collection of nicknames that a lot of these teams, especially from the extreme Northeast, seem to have.
Yeah, Wheaton College is not known for its nicknames.
Yeah, that's true.
The Wheaties,
Nor is LIU Brooklyn or the Albany Danes.
So we have a player down here. Creswick seems to be
Some lower leg discomfort, as they say in MLB. Number 16.
Creswick saying his apologies. And
It's Andrew Colombo, brother, we think, of Maxwell. If not, it's an extreme coincidence that there's 2 Colombos on the squad. And it's having clock troubles here at Dietz Stadium.
it appears the clock is not functioning. We probably have a good running time on the computer.
I imagine our YouTube screen is accurate.
Yeah, we do have good running time.
Excellent
on,
technical staff here.
on the
Dan
YouTube
Stone,
screen, so
Kale Capicella, back again for another great season of high-tech magic.
I'll be able to step back and forth and
Kingston at midfield now. Macklin with the ball. The
double
Vassar
check it.
graduate. Ross persisting. It's a cross over to Anasta.
Mattel asking for some help and is unable to get by Lobo.
Not a whole lot available there. But there's Coach Pereira coming to the touchline for Rhode Island's got a message for his new striker. Said, I went to URI with Christiane Amanpour. You better listen to what I say. I'd love to party with that girl. Great journalist. You think they got a plan, Steve? You think Pereira had some fresh ideas for the Rhode Island squad? I don't know.
Well, they look to be a little stagnant, but so do we. We're not really maintaining. Oh, and the Wave has made
That's a wave.
an appearance
Nicely done.
at the 372 strong crowd at the Stockade FC as Jamal Lee Simmons works it back to Skonechny up through the middle. Nice fakie by Kozil to Macklin back to Matos to Mattel. Macklin finds Mattel, and Anasta works up the line, but isn't able to scramble it free. Nice sliding tackle by DeFont to intercept that. DeFont's had a nicely quiet game back there.
Yeah.
He was a little shaky against Newtown, I think, but he looks like he's getting comfortable quickly.
DeFont, 21 years old, from Ossining, New York. No info on his post-high school career at their Perhaps a relative in the MLS. I'm not sure.
Koziol steps up, finds Guillermo. Macklin right back to Koziol. Back to Guillermo. Guillermo goes over the top, finds Anasta. Anasta working it back. Tried to get a throw, but wasn't able to. Anasta.
That's
Nakansa Sirbo came back on.
How is that
field.
possible? Is he a shapeshifter and we don't
Yeah.
know it? That's entire. They teach that at Marist.
I guess. Well, this is interesting because, this is what we saw at the Marist game. Is we saw Nakansa Sirbo come in. Oh,
Yes, he wears many hats.
hard tackle by Defont on that one, and doesn't even stop to check on
He wants
his,
to disappear
his
there.
opponent. He is just trotting off.
The ref knows his number.
Yeah, that was a hard foul, and he got a couple of warnings in the first half. He gets away without a
think
card.
he might be a shoelace away from a yellow.
Yep.
That's my
But what I was
Yes.
going to say is Nakansa Sirbo kind of took a little bit more of a second striker role.
So
in that
Anasta came in for
Marist friendly. Looks like he came in for Juan Gotti maybe, and then Anasta dropped back a little bit deeper.
I think he did come in for Gotti. Well spotted.
'Cause I don't see Juan out there.
Juan worked a lot this week, so again, deserving of the rest.
Yeah, and I guess Anasta will just play a little bit deeper.
I think we got another debut possibly coming up. I see Gino Rossi on the sideline. Looks like he's ready to come in wearing the black gloves. I don't think he's the transfer from Virginia Tech. He was at Albany and then he went to VTech.
Nice little move in the middle there by Nani. He's doing some pirouettes in the middle of the field.
Or is that Joao? Oh, Joao is Nani. I'm so confused.
Wow. Anasta into Sirbo. Sirbo looking for some help. And finally gets a call. He's got to
There
be
it
happy
is.
with
There
that.
it is.
Maybe that's why he was pulled off temporarily, is just to get a little.
Well, I
Talk
thought, did they
to-
just move him? I mean, can you pull them off temporarily in this league? I mean, I thought once you were out, this is
I don't
official
know.
league play.
I don't understand
So here's our debut.
where
for
he could have been.
Gino Rossi is on.
And goal scorer Mike Corby comes off, and now it looks like Sirbo moves inside. It looks like Gino has now dropped back into that left back role that Juan Gotti was playing.
It's like Gino has borrowed the magic gloves from Zobre that he used to wear. They were the supporters, the Dutch guard, insist that they were magic gloves. And there he is with his first touch.
I didn't think when you had a beard as long as Zobre's last year that you needed to wear gloves.
I think he only wore them once or twice.
Think
and
lumberjacks wore
yeah,
gloves.
the fans caught on to that, and they
Like,
were
you don't use
insisting-
gloves when you're operating a chainsaw.
Usually, not. But yeah,
And
Zobre being
we have
rested.
Matt Stitchcomb in the booth.
Zobre being rested. Ball at midfield now, cleared out. It's a Rhode Island throw. Macklin seems to be holding his own in the middle. He seems to have, dare I say, matured from last year. I mean, can you say that after a year?
He's the most mature player on the field. He looks like he's 55.
Well, in terms of play, I think age-wise, it's just mind over matter. If you don't mind, it doesn't matter. Yeah, what is Macklin checking in the birth date? I don't know his sign, but
so he's now shifted up to attacking.
he's 27, Macklin. So he's
I'm just talking about, the follically challenged.
yeah. Well, that's
So.
yeah, that's kind of a Steve Stone lookalike from England. Notts Forest standout.
Rossi's going to let it run for the throw.
Good to have a Rossi on the squad. They've got some pedigree in that operatic name.
Well,
Italy,
there's-
that whole thing.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the deli in Poughkeepsie.
Well, that too. Jeez, over here. That's outstanding. Rossi and Sons, man.
Yeah, one of my favorite sandwiches in the world is the imported at Rossi's in
Yeah,
Poughkeepsie.
you can't go wrong.
It's just out of sight. And it's good for 2 meals.
Yeah,
Like,
such
you
small
eat,
portions.
You eat half of it for lunch, and then you eat half of it for dinner.
But I like that the Poughkeepsie has Rossi's and Kingston has Joe B's. It's like
There you go.
sandwich, like 1-2 punch. The Carnegie
Although I
Deli
would-
can go pound salt.
Sure, but I will put a vote in for the Taqueria Poblana just off of Broadway and their tortas.
Okay,
Just around the corner from Earl B. Fiden.
there you go.
Probably the best torta you're going to find north of that wall
Okay.
that Trump aspires to build.
The wall that hasn't been. Speaking of Zobre, I see the double deuce lining up on the sideline. And he has his magic gloves.
Yeah,
back.
it's because he shaved his beard
So he
off.
didn't lend them to Rossi. Shot into the.
Side netting,
Side netting
from
or
Guillermo,
back?
so
We're midway through the second half.
but it results in a Stockade corner. So Macklin is going to take his walker.
Yeah,
and-
he's there in good
and-
time.
And inch over there.
You know, there's a Geritol dispenser over there. They can
We might have time back. Oh, he goes short and on the ground. Flick
back-
on across.
Oh,
Almost a play,
cheeky
that
back
worked.
heel.
That worked, and that was Matos,
There you go.
who was at the back post to try to clean that up.
Who had the cheeky back heel? Somebody in there.
I love to see the center back as the target for the
Yes.
for the set piece. I love it when those guys put him in. But right now, I think I'd like to think that we get focused and play some really stingy defense, preserve this clean sheet for goal keep
Sketch,
sketch.
who's not, but is.
I think it's good.
It's,
I think,
we're speaking
like we can.
as an artist. He's an artist in goal. He's doing
Okay,
a
now
sketch.
Cerebos
He's
finally.
sketching like Picasso.
Cerebos. Oh, there you go. You're getting arty.
Hey, it's a good,
So
good round of applause. for-
finally came off.
He is off now.
Yeah.
Checking in for Kingston.
Scotty Zobre in the game, double deuce.
Silver.
Man has made some noise in a Kingston uniform.
But what is Zobre doing up on top?
Well,
So Zobre, who usually plays right back, he's usually a mop-up guy. The gaffer has put him up top
he's always baffling
To-
you somehow.
to.
Mr. Lindholm.
Well, he was off on that one, but has put him up. I think he's just put him up there to chase.
Fresh legs, that
Yep.
kind of thing.
Mhm.
It looks like Cierbo might be being treated for carpet burns as we speak on the sideline because he went down a lot. And the hustle that kid shows, the speed, we saw it last year, and it's back this year, and it's good to see. The Marist contingent, a healthy injection of talent.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see our focus and attentiveness here. And look at that.
Well, Zobre's hungry, so he's
Zobre chases it down, gets it up to Anasta, who's got one man to beat. He's going to wait for some help, and he just gets
mugged.
I don't understand how that was not a
Okay.
foul.
Ref Snyder was right there with the 2 eyes on that one.
But then Guillermo sticks in and wins a nice
Nice.
challenge. He's got Zobre in the middle, but he's taken down in the box, but
Yes.
he gives Stockade another corner.
Look,
I don't
nice give and go there. Too bad they couldn't pull that off. Macklin going to take this
We
again.
should probably be keeping track of the number of corners, so we have that stat for future.
I'm going to go with 6 or
Future
7
games.
at this point. There's at least 4 in the first.
Easily had more than that.
Into the
And it
crowd.
Ping pongs around.
Macklin going to try again here. Approximately the 8th corner of the game for Kingston Stockade.
Macklin going high, far post. Looks like it was off the shoulder of Anasta. It didn't look like he got up there, though. It didn't look like he got it. And the goalie just...
Well, Liz Simmons knocked down. Super Steve answers with a nice boot.
Zerbre challenges.
It's a high boot from Creswick.
And an appeal from Rhode Island.
I say thee nay, Rampager, says the referee.
So Creswick, despite wearing the 9, is now playing a false 9, basically. He's dropped down and he's playing.
Well, the numbers, they're torturous, Steve. What can I say? They betray us in the end. Do I see another debut coming in? Warming up on the side. Rhode Island has, I just noticed the RI Reds on the back of their shirts. This would be Christian Henry's debut.
UMass product?
Yes. Milford, Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. He was not.
I mean, he's been done at UMass for a while. They played briefly in Dublin. I saw that on some of his. Well, I looked it up. It wasn't on his bio.
I was gonna say in his press.
The
package.
bios are, yeah.
So Creswick coming off. We think the clock is accurate now. It's caught up. We're in the 75th minute. So we got 15 minutes
The
to
Dietz
go.
clock is correct.
Excellent.
Mr. Christian is in the game.
So Creswick comes off to a healthy round of applause from his students and a few others who remain
Christian
behind.
Henry. It's not Henri, is it, Steve? It's Henry.
No, I believe it's Christian
When you're
Henry.
from Milford, PA.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
Yins.
Yeah.
Good to see the Stockade down in their end again at this time of the game instead of dropping back. Because Rhode Island still seems to be searching for.
So the Gaffer's basically emptied his bench, and it'll be interesting to see if we can keep our shape. And Rhode Island countering quickly. Lobo down the right-hand side.
Lobo
looking
fixed
in
door.
the middle.
Lobo cross ball. It was an Ed Wood reference.
You never cease to amaze me, Spike.
Drums. It's not a great clearance there.
And Gino got caught out and ends up making a nice tackle. And it's a Rhode Island
A rare
corner.
corner for them. The Stockade's been very good about not surrendering the corners. Don't seem to be panicking as much in their own end. Headed over the bar. Good effort there. Lobo crossed it in. Appeared to be aimed for 21 for Rhode Island. Murat Gervins. I wish I had country of origin for a lot of these players. It'd be interesting because they do have Murat Gervins. It's a combination of Belgium and, Rhodesia, maybe. I don't know.
I don't think there is a Rhodesia anymore, Spike.
Sorry, I'm dating myself.
There is a Rhodesian Ridgeback that is still
it's the
current,
dog
but the
breed.
country of Rhodesia does not exist anymore.
Dang it.
Dang it, you're sorry? It doesn't-
Well,
it was like one of those
it's like losing a
racist,
planet.
White country
that's-
in Africa.
What is this? The BBC all of a sudden?
Well, you said Christiane Amanpour.
Well,
so
I've had a crush on her since I was 5. So Here we go. Super Steve. Again, down to the 30.
Anasta goes up for it.
He's the Ray guy of goal kicks and clearances.
Christian Henry. Whistled.
Christian got his first touch. He's
Yeah, just then on the left-hand side. Macklin trying to direct traffic out there. Guillermo, maybe.
is a yellow to Kingston.
No, yes.
Might be Mr. Guillermo. Listed as a goth name in the Fence Post fanzine. First name Victor, that makes it goth. In my book.
Well, that was flicked out of play. It looked like he was trying to put it back to keeper Steve, but it goes out for a Rhode Island corner.
Twilight setting in here at Dietz.
And that's all the way
Camera
over
adjustment.
and out for a goal kick. Sorry, we've kind of hit our like 75-minute lull. Now we're in the 80th minute, and
Steve wearing. Is
the
that
sun's going down. We're trying to preserve this clean sheet. Stockade with 3 first-half goals. Pretty much took a commanding lead early, and haven't really been tested.
You want to recap the goals there, Steve? We had one penalty kick.
Koziol penalty kick was the second goal. The first goal came with Koziol stuffing a corner and up, and we thought Jamal Lee Simmons was onside before that cross, and he in fact was
Whistled.
offside.
Yes.
And is now making his way back to the Stockade back line. When he's attacking in the 80th minute, that we're feeling pretty good defensively. But I would like to see them. Shore things up and not give anything to give these guys any hope.
Yeah, it would. Yet another shutout of Rhode Island, and if it's Tuesday, it must be Belgium kind of a deal. They the recapping again the first half. Corby had the other goal.
Yes, that is correct. He had the third one, which was the toe in.
A hustling effort.
Just in this right-hand side, towed it in the far corner.
All the goals have been in the scoreboard end so far. And like Kingston attacking right to left, what I like to call the Trailways end. Or I could say TD. Say TD Bank, but it's just not as. It's a smaller facility.
And they're also not a sponsor.
Yeah,
so
the Trailways looms over this
We don't need to
neighborhood.
talk about that.
Outstanding transportation.
But I missed the wall of.
The bus wall is not here. They
buses?
must.
Well, now that they've gone to Trailways New York instead of, we had Adirondacks. And we had
I've
Pine
never
Hill
understood
and,
that. Yeah, there's.
And having each one lined up there was kind of nice.
Yeah. I called it the Trailways Massive.
That was a big mistake. Skonechny cleared it off
Good
of
correction there.
Matos, and it went straight for a corner. So a little bit of sloppy play there. Less than 10 minutes to go. Headed over the bar by. I thought that was headed over the bar by a Stockade player, which.
Lobo's arguing the same, I think.
So did. Yeah, they did too. I thought he did, but everybody turned to run away. So.
I'm just trying to remember.
See Rossi going long.
Who cleared that ball for the corner? I thought I saw 21 flashing. And it wasn't. It's just. No, that was
Here comes
Matt.
Koziel. That's great.
27.
Yes.
I was going to say Steigerwald is in the game. Throw in for Rhode Island. Supernant. And Kingston wins that. Little war of attrition going on here in the touchline. And with the score what it is, that is in favor of Stockade. Eat up some minutes here. 85th minute.
So Ross will take the throw. Looking inside for Christian Henry. Koziel slaps it back.
That logo in the
Off
chin.
the logo. Rossi does a good job intercepting that. Still trying to go long. Good play inside. Koziel.
Skillful defense going on here. Rhode Island keeps knocking on the door.
Good job to breaking up the flow by Rossi.
Gained a little bit of ground here. Still no real penetration from Rhode Island. And this is a good sign.
Looking for
We'll try the left side now. So it reminds me of Jerry Lewis opening doors in the sketch where he can't get into the building.
that was a handball on Supernant. Or no, that was
Yeah, that's
yeah,
it.
yep.
Super Nant. You got to throw some French out here sooner or later. The beautiful game. We're watching here the first NPSL match for Kingston. The
Fully in control.
familiar
86th
foe
minute.
from Rhode Island.
And Matos is going to take the kick, puts it up high.
Well
Koziel
placed.
flicks it on Guillermo, trying to flip it over. Anasta tries to control it. Does
I
not.
think it went off his back. Yeah, it went off his back, and then Kingston
But they-
retains
I
possession.
was going to say they gave Kingston the throw, and he puts it back in play to Rossi. Macklin gets himself in trouble by trying to dance through. The crowd is chanting one more goal, but I'm not sure if they want it to be a Stockade goal or a Rhode Island.
I think
I guess if they're saying one more, they mean Stockade.
I
because
will-
We're the only team that has some.
it's hard to specify in a chant, really. You assume that it's the home crowd. The Dutch Guard being what they are, they want another Kingston goal.
I thought Matos did a really good job there, positionally, but
Free
looks
kick in
like-
a somewhat dangerous spot.
looks like Fabrice was still able to get the referee's eye. And again, this is the type of situation that kills shutouts, you know.
Yeah, Steve trying to get things set up there with
A set piece late in the game. Everybody's kind of tired and let their guard down a little bit.
three-man wall,
Set up,
two-man wall now.
set up to defend that near post.
Steve's back a bit.
He puts a nice ball in. Good job to clear it away.
Oh, some half bicycles there from Rhode Island.
Nasta clears, but the
Boys.
shot goes well wide.
Onto the track. Good job by the ball boys tonight. Very prompt redelivery of the orb, which you can't miss. It's fluorescent green.
Well, you can miss it when you're playing against Newtown because their uniforms are the
That's
same
true,
color.
yes. Select ball. brand this year.
Rossi misses the header.
It's round, which is what's required. It's a game of 2 halves, and the ball is round. It's the basic tenet of this game. The Rhode Island throw. They don't seem to have a lot of urgency, Steve. Maybe they're ready to get back to the Dell's Lemonade stand in Cranston with an L in the book. I see Boston City lost to the Cosmos B team. That was the first game of the league this year. And then Cosmos B was promptly eliminated from the U.S. Open Cup by Brooklyn Italians.
Anasta nicely to Henry. Zobre knocks it past, but is not able to catch up with it. And we are fast approaching the 90th minute. Again, I don't think we're going to have too much injury time.
No, there hasn't been too many guys down at all, which is that's why the game moves along nicely. Keeps the crowd in it. Kingston throw the far side. Zobre with the magic gloves. Hits Anasta in the back.
Koziel does a good job of finding Rossi. Rossi back to Zobre. Zobre clearly looks like a right back who's playing in the middle of the field.
I'm glad you can see that.
The heavy touches.
I don't have that vision. I see a guy who runs hard. I wouldn't want to get in front of Zobre.
So we are at full time into what I believe to be very limited injury time. We don't have the injury time board to refer to.
Yeah, that was a brief luxury last year.
Was it only for the playoff games?
I don't think so. There was one regular season game where it appeared magically.
Rossi is going to try and take
It's just nice to have a scoreboard.
To Zobre. Zobre puts it in the middle. Anasta with the...
Oh, man.
Oh, that was a tough one.
Roll tempers here. Some shoving.
Well, the referee had called handball, and right when he blew the whistle, the Rhode Island player took Mattel down hard.
Yeah.
And then a second player came in, and like these guys think that...
Now they're trying the quick restart.
Yeah, he thinks that the referee's, meanwhile, is not even facing the play.
Oh, the handshake there, very civil. This isn't Boston City.
No, and... we have some new cheers going on.
I believe
just
that's
below the press box.
Superfan Marion, who's from Nuremberg, Germany. I met him on the bus trip to Long Island. Very creative, European.
Carried away by Skonechny. Rossi clears it up. Zobre heads it back to Anasta. Anasta is going to give it long to Zobre.
It's not a bad ball.
Zobre looking like a wide receiver down this left-hand side. Tucks in. Leaves it nicely for Macklin, who's was open. Tries to get a shot away, and it's palmed away.
One touch too many
by
there.
Castro Dreher.
It rolled off his ankle there for a split second.
Well, that counter alone was worth staying.
Yes, there's some good energy.
The length of the second half.
Under the lights here at Dietz.
Put it back in play quickly. And I believe that is the whistle for
there
final
it is.
time.
A comfortable
and the cheer
win.
goes up for a 3-0 Stockade
victory. 1-0 now in the NPSL. Rhode Island 0-1. Joining Boston City down there. So
yeah, and 3.
We haven't seen the out-of-town scoreboard yet for the other NPSL.
We will be in second
matches.
because Cosmos Bees beat Boston City 4-0, so they are 4 in goal difference.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for coming out tonight. We have 2 raffles So hold on, don't
That's
go
right, the
anywhere.
goal
Check your
difference. And the-
tickets.
what about
Are
the
you
power
ready?
rankings?
The
Do you remember
first
those?
is the
And, yeah, we'll have to check
50-50
those out.
raffle.
Yeah.
We're proud
There's
to
teams that
announce
haven't played yet that are way up in
over
the power
$330 was raised. $165 will go to the winner,
I
and
gotta say, that was a comfortable win.
will go
I
to
mean,
Habitat
you
for
know,
Humanity.
given
Very
the
comfortable.
The
preseason,
winning
you had two
ticket
friendly
is
losses. You had the
615
kind of brutalizing defeat in Long
428.
Island, the character building. It was great to be in the U.S.
If you were a
Central
winner,
Cup.
yell real loud.
An honor to see them competing this early.
Really?
In a great competition.
All right, come
but
on
now
and
it's
prove it.
down to cases, as Steve
Next
Black
up is
says.
a gift card.
And they won
And
their
that
first
goes
league
to
game.
six,
And that's,
one, 5,
You can't ask for
1,
more than that.
4,
And some
1.
entertaining football, soccer today.
A dominant first half.
Crickets.
3 quick goals, all different.
6 for 4, 2, 8.
One off a corner, one as a penalty, and one in the in normal run of
The
play.
other number is 615 141. Anyone?
And then not a lot of excitement in the second half until that,
you know.
that very last minute
Yeah.
If you have that,
counterattack
we do
there.
it. Who?
Some really nice link up play.
You won again.
Rhode Island, to me, just never really got it together. I mean, you would think that eventually
Impossible.
they'd find a rhythm.
You got a
but
gift card.
They were like, it was like 11 players,
you gotta
11
take this
cabs,
one,
as they say.
Yeah.
Not really a team effort. But
Thank you.
I don't know. Who knows?
All right, see you guys
Again, we
all,
won't face
couple
them
weeks.
again
Next home
unless
game, I
it's
think
playoff
it's June,
time.
June
So we
2nd.
can write off the Reds for now.
New York Athletic Club.
And we have the
For today's match. Rhode Island Reds 0, Kingston Stockade 3.
Stockade hits the road now, as we mentioned earlier. A couple of games on the road, and then back here at Dietz against the Winged Foot
17 minutes.
New York Athletic Club gentlemen, or whatever you call them. I don't even think they have a nickname. But hopefully we'll be back for that.
Yeah, so
And
3 on the road, then 3 at home. We will hope to see you
I'm
soon.
going to have to crank out a lot of fanzines, and one per week there for a month. But
There you go.
I think I'm up to the task. The multimedia thing. But,
So when's the website coming and the podcast?
I am all about analog anarchy, Steve.
Right.
The digital world is left me behind, so I'm about to leave it behind.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you for tuning in on YouTube. You guys rule. And that's Steve Patch. I'm Spike Brusho. And we'll catch you next time for Stockade football.